CM Punk has been back in AEW for about a few months now, and Collision has been one of my favorite additions to the wrestling programs I enjoy every single week, and he's kind of the face of this brand. Now, what's the reaction to you having CM Punk back? Have you spoken to him?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen each other a few times. It's always been great. Nothing's really changed for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that the locker room's very excited, to have more opportunities, to have Collision, to have 2 more hours of television. And I think that just there's a general sense of optimism, I feel like, throughout the whole locker room, a lot of motivation to kind of go out and do our thing. And now there's more opportunities to do that. And I think it's absolutely awesome. I think Collision has been, bringing something different to the table. So it's been great to see. And I think it's an awesome addition for AEW.
Yeah, agreed. I think Collision has a completely different feel as Dynamite. It's not saying one's worse than the other, but Collision reminds me of like, oh, it's 10 o'clock at night. I can stay up a little later. I can pop open another, daddy drink. I can have a good time versus I have 3 kids, so I have to describe it as daddy drinks. So, Dynamite, you're like, well, it's 10 o'clock. That was a great show, but I should probably go to bed. I got to get up tomorrow morning. But Saturday, like, Sunday, I can kick back. A completely different feel. Now, with 2 brands, I know everyone keeps asking Tony Khan about this. I've asked him at a press conference before, too. You have 2 brands, a huge roster, a draft, possibly, to split these up.
Yeah, I totally understand. Like, there's a lot of people that are very strongly in favor of having the separation. I think there's also some people that are kind of cool with people floating around. I think that one of the strong points of having something like that would be just it provides more opportunities, obviously, because the rosters are split in that way. So you're either on Dynamite or you're on Collision. I think that's great. But another thing I think has always been really cool about AEW is just that we don't really have those barriers. Not even like with other promotions, we don't really have those barriers. Like we have a show, Forbidden Door, which is a entire pay-per-view with New Japan Pro Wrestling. And we've been able to work with all these other companies. And I think that a lot of that is that we don't ignore outside pro wrestling. We allow everything to sort of kind of intermingle. So some of my worry is that if it were separated, maybe it would lose a little bit of that. But then again, maybe putting those boundaries in does make it more special when the Dynamite guy goes to Collision or the Collision guy goes to Dynamite. So I can honestly go either way with this one. I think there's pros and cons to both. But I think it'd be very interesting to see if we did do that. It would certainly shake things up.